Fifth grade, getting ready for sixth grade. Lesson 20, analyze histograms. The histogram shows the number of items sold at a garage sale within each price range. However, you need to look at the error alert and remember to read the intervals. For some questions, you may need to combine data from two or more intervals in order to answer the question. So, not necessarily is the question just directly asking one thing. It might be asking for multiple things. So you have to make sure you read the questions very carefully. How many of the items sold cost $6 to $10? First, we need to find the interval labeled $6 to $10, which is our second little bar graph here. The bar for $6 to $10 shows that so many items were sold. So if we go up here, we follow our bar graph to the top of the line here and go over to the left. It shows us that there were 8 items sold. So 8 of the items sold cost $6 to $10. How many of the items sold cost $16 to $25? So if we go up here and we look at our bar graph, in order to do $16 to $25, that doesn't just include one bar graph, that includes the use of 2 of those bar graphs. So we have to look at the frequency intervals labeled $16 to $20 and $21 to $25. The bar for $16 to $20 shows that it had 7 items, and then the bar for $21 to $25 shows that there were 2 items sold. So 7 plus 2 equals 9. So 9 of the items sold cost $16 to $25. So Math Talk, explain why you cannot tell from the histogram the total amount of money that was made during the garage sale. So when you go up there, they just give you intervals. They don't exactly tell you what the exact price was for those amount of items. So basically, you do not know how many of each item sold at a certain price. Okay, now we're going on to share and show. For 1 to 3, use the histogram at the right. The histogram shows the number of days in 1 month whose temperatures were within each temperature range. On how many days was the temperature at or above 70 degrees? So we're going to have to look at a couple different bar graphs, or the couple different bar intervals here to figure that answer out. So list the bars that represent temperatures at or above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So the 2 bars that we're going to have to look at, or the intervals we're going to have to look at, is 70 to 74 and also 75 to 79. The frequency for interval 70 to 74 is, so we're going to go up here, see how high our bar graph goes for the 70 to 74 interval, and it goes to 10. And the bar graph goes for 70 to 79 interval goes to 3. So then we need to add those 2 frequencies together. So 10 plus 3 equals 13. Then the daily high temperature was at or above 70 degrees on 13 of those days. On how many days was the temperature 65 to 69? So we're going to go to the interval for 65 to 69, and our bar goes up to 7. So we write 7 days. On how many days was the temperature less than 65 degrees? So we're going to have to use use 2 intervals for this, the 60 to 64. So that bar interval goes up to 6. Plus, we're going to have to use the 55 to 59 interval, and that bar goes up to 4. So 6 plus 4 is 10. So 10 days. On your own, for 4 through 5, use the histogram at the right. Which interval has the greatest frequency? So we need to look and see which interval has the tallest bar for it. And the tallest bar is the 20 to 29 interval. How many days did Maxine ride the stationary bike for 30 minutes or more? So we're going to have to figure out not only the 30, but any amount of time past 30 minutes. So we're going to have to use 2 bars here. And so we're going to have to use the interval 30 to 39, which that bar goes up to 8. And then the 40 to 49 interval, and that bar goes up to 4. So for 12 days, she rode her stationary bike for more than 30 minutes or longer. Problem solving. Questions 6 through 7 use the histogram at the right. How many people voted in the election? So we are actually going to have to figure out every single bar and add them all together so that we can figure out the total amount of people. So for the 21 to 30 interval, we had 30 people vote. For the 31 to 40 age range, it looks like had 45 people vote. Then for the 41 to 50 age range, they had 65 people. Then for the 51 to 60 age range, they had 50. For the 61 to 70 age range, they had 55. And then for the 71 to 80 age range, they had 40. So we need to add all those together. So 30 plus 45 plus 65 plus 50 plus 55 plus 40. And if you add all those together, that gets you 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. Carry your 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. Plus 5 is 19. Plus 5 is 24. Plus 4 more is 28. So there would have been 285 people who voted in this election. So how many more voters were there from ages 41 to 50 than from ages 21 to 30? So we went ahead and put the number of voters on each of those bars for those different intervals. So we would have to take 65 for the 41 to 50 age range minus the interval for 21 to 30 age range was 30, so 65 minus 30 equals 35. So 35 more voters.